Hey everybody, welcome to a Tuesday edition of Box Seats. I'm your host, Frank Holder. This is the show where we talk about, talk about sports. We talk about the sports with comedians, and that's what we do. We have a great conversation about these sports stories with some comics, and, we enjoy what they have a conversation about and everything else. So first up, let me bring my man, Talent, and Talent look like he's in another city with some great Wi-Fi. How you doing, sir? How's everything?
The Wi-Fi is the Wi-Fi, brother. How you? I'm good, man. Chilling, still in the A, man. Down here for the Comics Rock Convention.
All right. Just making sure that you do good because I see you representing. So I know that's really you. I know that's really you. Next up is my man Fig. How you doing, sir? How's everything, bro?
Hey, man, it's good to be back in the building, baby. You know what I mean? I'm here. Talent looking bright and sharp. He look like he got that 5G going on where he is right now.
Next up, also, let me bring in my man, Mr. Rodney Perry. Rodney Perry, how you doing this, sir? I guess that means okay, since he
Yeah,
that means okay. All right, let me get ready to jump into the show, man, because you know how we always do. We get ready to get the show started always with the COVID report. That sometimes it's stunning and sometimes it's not. Today's COVID report, I think, is going to be stunning. I'm going to start with you, Talent, because today I found out some Western Michigan soccer players who attend the University of Western Michigan are planning on suing the university because they're saying that the vaccination mandate violates their Christian beliefs. Now, here's the crazy thing about this, Talent. If this is allowed to pursue and allowed to go on, people are scared around all the professional sports saying that a lot of players will be able to use this same thing, obviously, as a mandate, a Christian mandate, so they don't have to get the vaccination also, especially in the NFL when the NFL season's getting ready to get underway too. So with that being said, bro, and before we jump into the hot topics, tell me what you think about that with the Christian beliefs mandate.
Well, this is something I've heard about soon as the vaccine came out. You had a lot of people that was like, they were going to mandate the vaccine just generally. And medical people who didn't want people to take the vaccine, they said, all you got to do is tell them it's against your religious beliefs and you're good. They can't make you take it. So this stance is probably new in the sports realm, but it's kind of old in the overall streets realm. So not surprising at all. And I think they will win because one thing America has bowed down to over the years, the decades and hundreds of years, is religion.
Right.
America love its money. If America say, that's your church, you tax exempt, that tell you everything right there.
There you go. Fig, what you think about this? What's your thoughts?
Man, it's kind of crazy to me, man, because they can say, well, you got a medical exemption, so you don't have to take the vaccine. But if you get the COVID, I bet you're going to let them put you on the machine. I bet you're going to take them drugs then, ain't you? If you get sick, you going to the hospital. So why ain't you exempt from going to the hospital if you get the COVID? And you can't you got to be exempt from a ventilator. If you can't get the vaccine, you can't be the ventilator because they both start with V.
Rodney Perry, bro, what's your thoughts on this, man? Using this as I guess an excuse, you could say. What's your thoughts, man?
I mean, is it an excuse or is it their true religious beliefs? I mean, we're assuming that they're full of shit, and that's not fair. What if it's their real religious beliefs? I mean, there's a lot of things that come into play when you talk about, putting something foreign in somebody's body. And I get it, here goes, man. These rules are real. And the idea is that it's better for us as a collective, us as a group of humans, but we kind of still don't know that, and so you take the vaccine, you can still get COVID. Hopefully it'll treat you a little, it will do less harm. I think that's true, but there's people that don't believe that. So they're entitled to their beliefs. So it always concerns me when things come down and it's kind of a scarlet letter, so to speak. So you don't take the vaccine, you're all of a sudden a bad person. And I'm just not a fan of that thinking, man. I mean, I'm a black man in America. Every time I do something, it's looked at as wrong. So I'm not when that type of thinking comes down. It always feels bad to me.
All right. Looks like Mike Sean is also joining the show today. Mike, how you doing, bro? How's everything?
Good. What up, fellas?
All right, now let's get to the next topic. Let's get to the next hot topic, man. The next hot topic of today, man. I'm sure everybody saw this morning. Cam Newton, we woke up this morning, or we got doing what you're doing, and Cam Newton got cut by the New England Patriots, man. And I'm not even going to jump into what's being talked about in New England just yet, but I will ask you guys to see what you guys think, and then I'll say what I think and everything else, and we go from there. I'm gonna start with you, Talent. You tell me, surprise, no surprise, Cam Newton gets cut by the New England Patriots. Then I got a couple other topics to talk about with this same situation, bro. What's your thoughts, Talent? Cam Newton gets cut by New England Patriots. Your thoughts?
If it was anybody else, I'd be surprised, but Boston don't know fashion like that. Cam is a fashionista, so Boston ain't up on it like that. Yeah, I'm absolutely surprised. This is like a mind-blowing situation. It throws a monkey wrench in a couple of things, more ways than one. But I mean, how do you just cut a Cam Newton? Something's going on behind there, bro. It's got to be more than we don't think he's efficient. We don't like the way he's playing in practice or preseason or whatever. I'm baffled, brother. I'm what do you call it? It's leaving me astounded. I'm fucked up behind this, to be honest with you.
All right, Greg, today is cut down day in the NFL. I think obviously the Patriots took charge with the biggest news of the day so far. What's your thoughts?
Patriots made headlines, man. Jerry Jones is scrambling right now. He is like, how in the hell did Robert Kraft upstage me? That's what's going on. Cam Newton is cut. First off, as a black man, and the way that black quarterbacks are treated in the NFL, sorry to have to say this, I hope the Patriots lose every goddamn game that they play. I hope they lose in practice. That's how, as a black man, talking about the black quarterback. But when you think about Belichick, he's more likely to get off a player when they still got a year or two left in their career, and he's been doing this for a long time. If he was willing to get rid of Brady, then I can't see him not willing to get rid of Cam. And then the fact you add on is that Belichick is team first always, and the fact that Cam missed all that time last year with COVID and decided not to get the vaccine this go round, and then just recently had some kind of mishap where he went to some kind of doctor or whatever, and he had to end up in COVID protocols. Like, Belichick is not for the fun and games, baby. You know what I mean? It's football. It's football season. Everybody needs to be on the same page in order to facilitate winning. And if you can't do that, you out of here, baby. That's the Belichick way.
Rodney Perry, what's your thoughts, bro?
Well, you got Cam Newton, and we know this guy's being a really great QB, but the reality is he's probably kind of waning, right, at the tail end of his career. And then he's up against his Mac Jones character, so you got COVID protocols, and he's not head and shoulders above Mac Jones. If he was, this would be a non-issue. They couldn't let him go. So these two guys are about even. You got to get rid of somebody. You get rid of the guy that's not doing the COVID protocols. That seems like what happened to me. He's not coming down with that. We got to get rid of somebody, and that guy because if he was like 10 times, 5 times better than Mac Jones, they would keep him. But they are almost even. If you look at the preseason games, they're about even, and I'm sure you can speak to this better than I can, Frank. They're about even, and you got to get rid of somebody. So Cam ended up on the tough end of that stick, and Cam will get picked up somewhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that in a second. Mike, what's your thoughts?
Oh, the beast. That's what. Where's the bully at? Oh, I just need the bully here. Oh, he was killing me, so saying I was mad. He ain't been the beast in 3 years. I told y'all that. He's not the beast. He's released. And Fig hit it right on the nail. You lost time for COVID, and then you said you didn't want to take the vaccination, and you lost more time. Simple as that. And Cam, and this is not Cam Newton's fault because I was rooting for him. His personality is he can't be a backup. You can't have him on the sidelines as a backup. He's not built for that. And Belichick doesn't want any of the nonsense on social media. He put something on social media, and Belichick took it to heart. But then Cam cleared it up. Said it was about his child, it was about this and that, and Belichick was like, we're not playing those games here. For good or bad. Look, I wanted Cam to win. I wanted him to win. Nobody tried to pick him up last year. Nobody. The Patriots, the only team that gave him last year. His former coach, Ron Rivera, with the Washington football team, didn't even pick him up last year. So I don't know who's going to go get him this year.
All right, this is what I think, and I'm obviously being the Patriots fan on the panel. I think Cam Newton was neck and neck with Mac Jones into the last game. That's number one, and I think he really screwed himself by that COVID situation. I think by not taking the COVID shot and everything else, when the NFL literally put out the news that you got to have your COVID shot, and then when the word came down that the NFL was going to give the players a 5-day takeaway from that, I think he screwed himself. That's number one. And number two, I think when Cam did not perform well in the third game of the preseason and Mac Jones really did, I think that sealed his fate. I think he's out. But I'm going to ask you, Tom, let me ask you this. I think Cam is going to land right now in Houston, right now, or the Atlanta Falcons, and possibly the Dallas Cowboys, because the Dallas Cowboys just cut all their backup QBs right now. Now, again, like Mike just said, Cam might not want to be a backup, so Dallas is probably out. But he can literally walk into Houston right now and start. And he can walk into Atlanta and be the super backup because we all know Matt Ryan might get hurt too. But Houston is the prime spot he can land, I think. Town, where you see Cam Newton land?
Yeah, I think he got options. I agree with you. I think that Houston is number one at that list, given their situation. But it got to feel good to at least be that guy, because most guys that get cut, you're just sitting over there waiting for that phone to ring. He can, like you said, he can initiate and walk into Houston, top of the list. But let's not rule out the places that are still looking for quarterbacks. Let's not rule out the Jets and the Miamis and all those cats. So it depends on what situation he wants to walk into, what offensive plan and situation the team has. You got options.
Right. Fig, Cam ain't being a backup. Where you see him starting?
Man, here's the thing. Where I see Cam starting is right next to me on the couch. That's exactly where he's going to be because ain't nobody picking him up. I doubt it very seriously. Nobody picked him up last year, and I don't think anybody's going to pick him up this year because he ain't got the complexion for the job. If his name was Tim Tebow, then it'd be open to 32 teams. But the fact that he's a big, tall black man with a lot of personality and a lot of cachet and swag and what have you, I don't think anybody's really going to pick Cam up, man. He's going to be playing. They're going to ask him to switch positions. They're going to ask him to play tailback. Cam, get your tailback on the couch at your house because you ain't playing for none of these teams. I'm sorry to say it.
All right, Rodney Perry, where you see him going to, bro? Where's your thoughts?
Oh, what is this talk about? Nobody picked him last year. He wasn't up to be picked last year.
Yeah, he was. The Patriots was the only one that gave him a shot.
No. He was on the Patriots at the top of the season.
No, Rodney, he came in July. When between February and July, he was unavailable, and Patriots didn't pick him up to July. So he was unavailable for literally
he played the whole season with the Patriots. Am I right?
Yeah,
no?
He did. Yeah,
but they're the only team who gave him a shot. No other
they gave
team
him an offer late in the season.
No team gave him an offer,
right?
Except them.
What the fuck are you talking about?
All right, but it doesn't matter, Rodney. Where do you see him playing this year? That's the question. Where do you see him playing this year?
Goodness gracious, man! All right, I mean, like I said, he could end up any number of places. It isn't like to imply that he's just a horrible quarterback is still absurd. Fig is speaking to his race and how they treat black quarterbacks. That's fair. That's a fair conversation because we know that to be true. So where could he end up? You don't want to be in Houston. We see that Deshaun is not going to Miami, which we'll get in that a little while, I think. And so that could be an option. I mean, Washington football team, Dallas as a backup. He may have to go somewhere as a backup, and I think that's probably the most feasible to keep working is go somewhere as a backup.
Mike, I don't think he's going to go anywhere to back up. I think the only place he can go and start right now is Houston. I could be wrong about that. Where do you see Cam going somewhere right now to be able to start?
I wouldn't go to Houston, but I guess let me not. If you get a shot to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, you should go and try your best to make it happen. I think Houston, they may be desperate enough, but Houston may be in the situation right now where they're ready to rebuild. So they don't really care about winning games right now. Other than that, if you bring Cam in, it brings such a spotlight on your back quarterback that it defeats the purpose of you building your starter. Maybe Detroit, maybe they're not sold after the big trade and they want to make sure, you know what I'm saying, they have a backup plan. I mean, I'm rooting for Cam. It's just you can't have that dude as your backup in the back because there's too much light being shined on him.
Right, but my thing is this.
My
thing is, I didn't mean to cut you off, Mike. My thing is this, man. I think Houston really would be the spot because Deshaun Watson and Cam Newton are really, really tight friends and everything else. And they might be thinking about, hey, if we get Cam in here, maybe Cam can help us ease back Deshaun to stay. You know what I mean? That's the only that, and they need a position. They need the QB to stay. So I mean, listen, in the NFL and especially with the Houston Texans, nothing would surprise me. Absolutely nothing. But speaking of Deshaun Watson talent,
another black quarterback would surprise me.
Right. I understand that. Talent. The situation with Deshaun Watson, man, found out last night that Deshaun Watson literally has a clause in his contract where he could approve or disapprove of where he's going to go. Word came out weeks and weeks ago that he approved to go to Miami. He was like, yeah, I ain't got no problem going to Miami. Last night, word came out that he heard about the possible trade to Miami. And then, of course, the coach of Miami said a couple of things about we want high character players, basically insinuating that they don't want Deshaun Watson. So then word came out after that came out that Deshaun was like, well, you know what? I don't want to go to Miami. So now I guess the thing is, do you think that the Miami Deshaun Watson thing is going to happen? Because, Coach Flores is like, man, we want high character people. What's your thoughts?
Oh, God.
Well, I think that he's a step late. I think what happens is when you want to go somewhere and you're at odds with management, they're going to not jump at sending you where you're happy to go. So you have to use reverse psychology. So I think after he was like, yeah, I'll go, they said, oh, don't be too happy about it. Act like you don't want to go. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody made a call to get the first statement out to say, you know what, we don't know. We want high character individuals. And then he go, well, I don't want to go there. So now management be like, you know what, send them there. That's reverse psychology. That's what I think is going on.
Okay. I don't know about that one, but all right, Pig, what you think?
Really, Coach Django? High caliber football players? That's what we're talking about? High caliber? What did he do that wasn't high caliber? He got a massage, maybe a happy ending. What's high caliber? He's a young man. He's not married. He didn't cheat on his wife. He didn't kill nobody. He didn't choke nobody. There's no assault. He got a couple of massages. What's not high caliber about that? Ain't nobody high caliber. If you're a young man and you're a multi-millionaire and you like young ladies, that ain't got nothing to do with your character. What is that? Oh man, I just can't. I can't with these. Anyway. I just can't, man. I don't know.
Ronnie Perry, Fig is right. Deshaun Watson ain't get charged with one thing. It's not no official charge. These are misdemeanors, to be honest with you. Not one crime has been committed against this dude, man. What you think? We got an hour, Rodney.
First of all, I mean, you guys, it's amazing to me what y'all agree with.
Don't put me in that.
No. I'm talking about Frank and Mr. Fig. Man. It is a court case. The case is legitimate. We don't know. He hasn't been charged, but neither is R. Kelly. So,
my name is Felicia.
Yeah, R. Kelly's been charged. R. Kelly's on trial, bro.
Kelly's on trial, but R. Kelly's been in jail for a long time without no official nothing.
That's not true. R. Kelly's on trial right now.
He's on the jail basketball team, though, guys.
The trial just started.
Yeah, but his
Right.
charges are
He's
filed.
been in jail for like damn near 3 years.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the point I'm making. So things happen to black men when you get involved with court. Is he a high character guy? Probably. He's probably a great guy. Can you dismiss it and go, you just got a massage? You can't dismiss that because it's sexual, and people are tiptoeing around it. But we had George Foster on the show, and he's like, dude, I never had more than two or three masseuses. And this guy got 20 different masseuses. That draws a red flag. So hopefully he didn't do what they said he did. I don't believe he did, but it's possible. And that speaks to his character.
Okay, Mike, do you agree with Rodney Perry with that assessment? What's your thoughts?
We know the situation when you sign the contract, and we know not just the NFL, just America in general, but come on, if you look at the reports, the guy a man that was making $100 million was going into multiple different regular old apartment complexes with Section 8 apartments in there to get massages, yo. And I'm not making it up as a joke. Like, there's some type of level of responsibility you got to take for the stupidity that you take part in. I'm not saying he did it or he didn't do it. Now, when people bring up the race card, and they're right to bring up the race card in a lot of cases, let's remember when we put this black card up, Adrian Peterson beat his son till his balls were bruised and damaged. Till his balls were bruised. And he got another 3 years in the NFL. So not always bring up the race card. Sometimes we got to bring up your personal responsibility and the dumb shit that you're actually taking part in. Don't know. He might be totally innocent. But you know what it is out here. You know what it is. You know what's going to happen if you get caught up in something crazy. Don't let this $150 million contract fool you. Like when you get caught up in something, it's going to be the situation like this. We've seen it over and over again. Plexico Burress won a Super Bowl and shot himself and went to jail. It's just personal responsibility sometimes.
Look,
Mike, I want to say one thing, bro. Mike, I don't think, Adrian Peters would have got another chance in this league if there had been video on that. That's all I'm saying. Because when the NFL gets video on you, you already know it's a whole different situation.
You know what? That's true. But you know what my only point is? I'm just tired of black men in America being presumed guilty in a court of public opinion. Can we at least wait just one time? I don't care who it is. Cosby, R. Kelly, Cam, anybody. Can we just wait until after there's a jury trial? Can we wait until they're found guilty before we start dishing out punishment? That's the only thing I'm saying.
Okay,
I know what we got is accusations.
Yeah. Big, you're right. But on some
fair.
of these accusations, when they got video of an NFL player knocking out his wife in the thing,
That's
when they got video you peeing on somebody, or video of you having sex with underage girls, and that's something different too. You know what I mean?
I ain't pee on nobody.
I ain't say fig. I say when they got video of you peeing on somebody, that's something different. But anyway, speaking of something different, I'm gonna switch gears for a hot second. I'm gonna jump back into the NFL because I want to bring this up, man. Talent. I don't know if you got wind of this, but Maria Taylor got hired. She left ESPN. You know what I mean? Through that situation with Rachel Nichols. We've been talking about this for a couple of days. She then gets hired, right, by Football Night in America. Now, Maria Taylor had a huge dust up with Drew Brees. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. She had a huge dust up with Drew Brees because Drew Brees last year said he will never agree with anybody disrespecting the flag, and it seemed like he was out of touch with what was going on with Black America. Maria Taylor had a huge problem with that. Maria Taylor leaves, lands up on Football Night in America. Of course, Drew Brees retires. Guess what? He ends up landing as her co-host on Football Night in America. That's going to be a pretty hot, little steamy kind of situation over there and everything else. What do you think that situation is going to look like over at Football Night in America, Talent? What's your thoughts on that?
They're going to start fucking. First of all, everybody know that's how all the steamy relationships start. You stinking bitch, you asshole. Then they fucking. So listen. First of all, I seen Drew Brees the other night. Sunday night. I seen him Sunday night. I look up. Drew Brees looked so weird in regular clothes. Yo, I didn't know it was Drew Brees. I'm like, yo, this dude look mad familiar. And it wasn't until looking like 3-4 times. I said, my man said, yeah, Drew Brees. He got a job already. I'm like, Drew Brees. He looks dumb weird. Now, I don't know what the hell going on in the NFL when a former MVP quarterback throws a suit on and he's smaller than the two reporters on each side. He's in the middle, dumb little. So when he gets in this new situation, Football Night in America, they got to clear the air. I guarantee you a scandal's going to pop off. He's smashing that. Guaranteed. Remember I told y'all that.
All right. Fig, what you think? You think he's going to cheat on his wife too? What you think?
Hey, first though, Maria Taylor got a man and Drew Brees got a wife. If they start messing around, there's going to be some problems. Something's going on. And Maria Taylor, she looked down on Drew Brees. They just talked about he's a Lilliputian, man. He was an NFL quarterback, but he ain't that big. You know, I don't know, man. The thing is that he did start a little thing with the flag and stuff like that. Maria Taylor went in. There's a bunch of females, sports reporters that went in on him and stuff like that. Like he's out of date, behind the times and stuff like that. And you know, maybe he can smooth it over. But you know how sisters are. You really gonna have to kiss up before you can smooth it over.
All right, Rodney Perry, what's your thoughts, bro?
I mean, y'all insult the man height.
Yeah.
Is he from Lilliput? I mean, he ain't 5'5", you know. He's goodness gracious. Look, I mean, they gonna figure it out. I'm sure they had the conversation before they hired him to let him know, you know, Maria is over here. I know y'all had B before. Can you make this work? And I'm sure when they start looking at them chicks, they gonna figure out how to make it work. And then when it all come down, they start fucking.
Okay.
Oh, real talk.
Mike, what's your thoughts, bro?
Yo, Talent and Roddy, you already know when the tension is because the best sex I've had in years was a Trump supporter. I smashed the racism out that hoe. Let me tell you something.
Wow.
I knocked the white supremacy out that hoe. Listen, I invaded her capital.
Yo, you asshole.
Yo, shout the NBC for being nice and messy, because NBC knows this. Whoever hit the green light on this, you are a messy man or woman, whoever you are. Because I'm like, wow. Now, when Drew said these comments, it was almost Drew thought he was saying what everybody else was saying. I would never disrespect the flag, but he wasn't checking the temperature of the country. He wasn't checking that things had changed. And then he came right back and was like, look, I'm sorry. I didn't know. My bad. My black teammates called me and I'm sorry. I feel horrible about it. But it's gonna be fun. They'll be fine. Maria Taylor, just do your job, be professional as you've always been, even with the Rachel Nichols situation. Do your job, you'll be just fine. Well, let's see if Drew Brees is any good at his job. That's the first thing we need to find out this year.
Right. Speaking of NFL, before we jump into the NBA, I got a couple more stories I want to get to, and then we got to talk about some hot topics in the NBA, man. Michael Thomas is landing on the PUP list. You know, as you guys are not familiar with that, that's a list whereas you cannot play for 6 weeks once you land on this list. And word coming out of New Orleans is that New Orleans Saints are very upset. He was their high-flying, high-profile wide receiver, man. And, of course, Jameis Winston needs all the help he can get. How do you think the New Orleans Saints management and ownership is looking at this Michael Thomas situation? Talent, what you think that they looking at? Because honestly, if I'm them, since he got his surgery so late, I got to be a little upset. I got to be a little upset. You know, you need to do it on the field to help sell tickets, help win some games. You know what I mean? What you think, Talent?
Ain't no such thing as a little upset. When it comes to these type of things, it's big time upset. This is why you have the higher ups separated from the people on the ground, because they're not supposed to feel that directly. Because, you know, a lot more people get punched in the face. They curse all types of sons of bitches and, you know, these damn niggers. And that's why I don't like to do this. This is why I don't take them out to eat and blah, 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 blah. Once people get upset, all that comes out. It's like a drunk in a bar. So you're not supposed to hear that, though. So they're more than a little upset. If this is one of your high-profile players, and now you're going to be out, now we're talking 6 weeks because of this, somebody's pissed off, bro. And don't think that people ain't in trouble behind the scenes because of how you reacted to stuff late on, late surgery, all these things that could have been done probably a lot earlier. Oh, they're pissed off.
Yeah, I think so too. Fig, what you
to
think?
the highest of festivity.
Yo, man, I don't know. I thought they, for a minute, I thought they released him, man. I really did, man. It's kind of crazy, man, when you think about it. It is what it is. That's their only recourse. You know what I mean? As a player, your only recourse is to inconvenience your team. You know what I mean? When you don't get what it is that you want, because you don't have no power as a player. There's no real power. You know what I mean? There's only a handful of players that have power. They're generally quarterbacks, and that was his only way of getting back at the New Orleans Saints is to get a late surgery and to miss a few games. I don't know, man. It's kind of weird, and they mad. They big time mad. They trying to think of something to do to him. The same way that they did hey, it's the same way the Houston Texans did. They trying to figure something out. I guarantee you, somebody's digging in his dirt right now. And if there's something on him, we're gonna hear about it shortly. Mark my words. If he got any dirt in his background, we're gonna hear about it in a little while.
Rodney Craig, what's your thoughts, bro?
I mean, the guy's got an injury. I mean, and it's a real injury. It's been there. It's been nagging. It was nagging them all last season. Could he have went earlier? Maybe, but he's probably trying to tough it out. And now he's looking. He's like, man, we got a new QB. He got to figure out the system. They're not gonna figure nothing out till week 5 anyway. I'll be back by then. I'm sure that's his thinking in this whole thing. And he's like, you know what? Let me give myself 100%, and by the time I get back, this team will be ready for me.
Mike, what you think?
I mean, I'm going by the story that we had talked about, that he did it purposely, and he got the surgery late purposely. I'm correct in that because we started comparing it to what Scotty did with the Bulls, right?
Right.
So I don't get what Mike's mad about. He got the contract that he wanted, unless I'm just missing something. Unless there's some personal beef going on, because I don't get. He got the $19 million a year contract,
right.
And I don't know why you would purposely wait to interrupt your season in your prime years. Like, as much as you're trying to affect them, you're losing out your prime years. These are your years to make even one more contract. So this one I don't really have an answer for, because I don't know what he's mad at. I don't know what the beef is.
Yeah,
if he got the contract.
I'm kind of lost at the same.
I don't think he's beefing though. I don't feel like he's beefing. I mean, do we know that?
No, we really don't know that. But I mean, from what I've read, it seemed like he purposely got the surgery late so it would interfere with the season.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing I don't get. I don't understand. I just don't get that one, like, at all.
Listen, he might be one of those vindictive people. Might be saying, you know what? Since you scarred me a couple weeks ago, I'm gonna pay you back. He might be one of those kind of cats. You never know. Everybody has their own different personality.
But I will say this, real quick, and this is kind of off the subject a little bit. The NFL owners have looked at the NBA, right? And they see how much control the NBA players have. And they'll be damned if they're going to let that happen. Like, we'll give out big contracts. But what y'all not going to do, these NFL billionaire Trump supporter owners are not going to deal with this. I'm demanding a trade. Look at what happened to the white guy, Aaron Rodgers, when he tried to play bully ball. They said, sit your ass down and put on that helmet. Players, be clear. Your union ain't strong enough to do the activities that you're trying to take part in, y'all. That's all I'm saying.
Uh-oh. Dave showed up like the Candyman. Michael Shaw talked about Dave.
Bully is joined the show. Dave, how you doing, bro? How's everything?
Man, everything is beautiful in my world, man. I just went and got myself so damn long.
Right,
y'all know how that goes.
Thanks for joining the show. Let's jump into the topics, man. Because the last topic,
what rhymes with beast, Dave? What rhymes with beast?
Don't go there. Don't go there, Mike. Don't go there. All right, let me talk to the next topic. I got a couple more things I want to hit up with, especially when we're talking about the NBA, man. I heard this morning that Marc Gasol looked like he's not going to join the Lakers. You know, we always talk about the Lakers and everything else. Marc Gasol was supposed to join the Lakers, but Marc Gasol seemed like he's upset with what's going on with the Lakers. It seemed like he's not going to rejoin the Lakers. Meanwhile, on the flip side, that DeAndre Jordan is literally looking at the buyout with the Brooklyn Nets. And guess who might land on the Lakers in that situation? But Talon, my question to you is, by Marc Gasol not joining the Lakers, does that change their scheme? Does that change their thought process? Does it change the way that they want to play? What you think?
I don't think so. I think they got so many guys. I was looking at the roster yesterday, and I think what they're trying to do is kind of diversify these positions, if you will. Like to me, when you look at the bench and everybody come up, he's another clogger. You know what I mean? The Lakers do they have a lot of names? Yes. Do they have a lot of veterans? Yes. But what you can't do in this game, especially in the West Coast, is clog it up. That's a run and gun conference. You know what I mean? You're going to be playing against guys running and gunning constantly, and he's a clogger. He used to be that guy up and down the court, both sides of the court. He's turned into a clogger, and then on offense, finding a spot to shoot up. Like he's not banging like that anymore. So I don't think it changes the way they're going to play.
All right, Fig, what you think?
It's not that big a deal, man. Marc Gasol can still knock down an open shot, but he just doesn't have, like last year, he really didn't look that good. That's why they got what's the name? Big boy what's it? Drummond. Drummond. That's why they got Drummond, because Marc Gasol wasn't doing his thing. He just couldn't run like he used to. His age caught up with him real quick. So he probably got his letter from AARP, saw what his retirement looked like, and be like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day, man.
Okay, Rodney Perry, what you think, bro?
Hey Siri, what's a clogger?
United States.
Oh my
God, that's crazy.
Really,
he said that my Siri went off. My Siri went
off.
No,
I hate this.
I'm not talking to you anymore, Siri.
Go ahead, Rodney.
No, I was just saying that, you know, the fact that Marc Gasol is a dancer, folk dancer, then he don't have time to play for the Lakers anymore because he's obviously a clogger. So I'm thinking, all jokes aside, that you know, they're playing center by committee. They're heavy at 4 and 5, and they're going to get as many guys as they can. It don't have to be Marc Gasol. He's not as active as he used to be. So, hey man, thank you for your service, but you won't be getting the ring this year with the big fella.
Mike, what's your thoughts?
Can't hear you, Mike.
Muted, Mike. Check.
Go ahead, Mike.
My bad. Guys, Andre Drummond, like Fig said, Marc Gasol could hit an open three-pointer. But guys like Drummond and Gasol, this game is not for them anymore. Like, they're just like, Andre Drummond reminds me of somebody who should play in the 90s. Like, his game. Like, those games just don't match up with what's going on in basketball. Like, it's just a whole, everybody, you can't hide these guys defensively. You can't hide slow-footed 6'10", 7-footers who are going to get used to death on pick and rolls. You can't hide them anymore. Back in the day, you could. Now it's just an open game. So Gasol's had a great career. Like, God bless him. The man's made probably $100 million and played in the league and been in championships and all that good stuff. But it's really not a big deal. I think it's funny that he said he's mad and he's not signing with the Lakers. That's like a, I don't know. That's like a whack ass rapper saying he wasn't signing with Diddy back in the day. Like, the Lakers wasn't coming for you. Like, and the fact that he said, "I'm mad."
Yo.
Hey Siri, what's a 6'10", 7-footer? My thing is this, right? Listen, I did not realize that, you know, tap dancing was something that this coon couldn't do, so he decided to switch to clogging. So I'm, you know, impressed by that. On top of that, yeah, I don't think anybody cares. I really don't. For the first time, I agree with Rodney Perry. If you want to win a championship, you play with LeBron James. If you don't want to play with LeBron James, oh well. Like, so Marc Gasol, like, I mean, if he doesn't get re-signed, who cares? DeAndre Jordan, the jury's out on that, but I do think that he's a slow foot, and we'll see what happens.
All right, I think the only person who cares is AD, because I think AD wants to not play center. I think he's the only one in this whole situation who's going to be like, come on, man, y'all
they got like 2 other centers, though, don't they?
Yeah, they're not yet. They're trying to lock in DeAndre Jordan, and they're trying to see whatever happens with anybody else. And they got Dwight Howard. Right now.
What's the name?
They got Dwight Howard right now. So right now they're trying to see what goes on, because they might have Dwight Howard and DeAndre Jordan, and then they'll be good. You know what I mean? If not, we'll see what happens, huh? But let me move on, man, because there's a couple other news, man, that jumped off. And you know I'm always talk about this, man. Talent, I'm going to start out with you. Believe it or not, Ben Simmons and the Philadelphia Sixers situation has gotten worse in the last 7 days, because Philadelphia is sitting around trying to ask for. We all know they want the sky and the moon and everything else. Every team in the NBA has turned down their offer for what they want. Every single team. So before that news never came out, but now that news is out. So my question to you is, do you think Ben Simmons is going to be a Philadelphia 76er when the year starts? Or do you think that Philadelphia will come off their high horse and start to be, come down and say, you know what? Okay, what do you want to give up for him? What's your thought process? Because right now, as I said, Philadelphia management is sticking to their guns. What's your thoughts?
Well, they're going to stick with it because time is on their side. So they're gonna hang in there. I don't think it's a rush to get rid of him when the season starts. I think the rush is just by the deadline. Like I said, you're supposed to shoot for the stars. Let people come back with what they want. And here's the thing: if you wait, that's the thing. Why patience is a virtue. If you wait, I guarantee you, a couple of these teams are going to look at this stuff and be like, "It ain't working out." All right, give them the kitchen sink. You know what I mean? Like, but if right now, on paper, people are like, I'm not giving you all that, but let them start practicing and doing what they're doing. And people looking at their rosters and their team like, yeah, let's just give them the kitchen sink and let's do it. So time is on their side right now. I think they wait.
Okay, Big, do you agree with Talent? Do you think time is on the Philadelphia 76ers side?
No, because the longer they wait, the cheaper the price get. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. I think what's happening in Philly is they've been listening to Babyface too much. You know what I mean? I give you the sun, the rain, the moon, the stars, and the mountains. You ain't getting all that for Ben Simmons. You're not getting all that. They're not giving you all of that from Ben Simmons. He's not from Philadelphia. He's from Indianapolis. You're not getting all of that, man. They asking for too much for this dude, man. You could get possibly an even trade and maybe 2 first-round picks at best, but you're not getting 3 first rounds, a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth. People are not giving up their entire future for Ben Simmons.
Right. All right. Rodney, what you think, man? Do you think the longer it goes, the better it is for Philly, or the worse it gets?
Well, of course not. It can't be good. You already offended the guy. You got the guy. You told him, it's like, hey, dog, your ass getting out of here. But hold on. And you kind of don't get to do that. And so the guy is kind of already mentally detached from the team, and it's hard to repair that. You know what I mean? It's just hard to repair that. So we would all like to see him kind of see these guys figured out, but I think the damage is done. So Ben Simmons got to go somewhere for whatever. He's got to go.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Mike, what you think, bro?
I can't believe they're going to bring Ben Simmons back even to have a training camp with Joel Embiid, knowing how much they hate each other right now. Joel Embiid really looks at Ben Simmons as somebody who's ruining his prime in the NBA right now. They can't bring him for another training. Do you know the dilemma that's going to be in that locker room and the division? And even worse than Ben Simmons, let's say he's trying to improve his game. The atmosphere is going to be so toxic, he's not going to be able to improve his game in that atmosphere. It's going to be crazy. Like, I don't know what the Sixers are waiting for. I don't get this 3 number 1 first round picks. That's obscene. We all saw what happened in the playoffs. Like, this is not even like selling a bad car. This is like selling a bad car that we saw the engine blow up. Like, we saw the hood fly up and we saw the smoke come out. And like what Fat Joe said, today's price It's not the same. You're not getting the same for Ben Simmons, man. I don't know what y'all are thinking.
We can't really go off Fat Joe. He's not working.
Wow.
Dave, what you think, bro?
Hilarious.
First of all, I want to start off by saying that the Philadelphia 76ers are named after the bicentennial anniversary of 1776. We are America's team. On top of that, I feel like there is some team in the NBA right now that can use an emotional, whiny, light-skinned Negro. You know, light-skinned Negroes who are emotional and whiny only have two places to go. Someplace in the NBA and on box seats here on Human Mill. So, as a result, I think it's safe to say that Ben Simmons, and I said this before, and I was standing by this, you always do what's called, see, if they had just gotten my book, Pick, Close, Upsell, Repeat, they would understand. They would understand the importance of top-down selling. So you go for the sun, the rain, the moon, the stars, and the mountains. And if you know your product, you know that's an After 7 song, light skinned man. And what happens is you start to meet people where you actually want them to be. Ben Simmons is not going to spend a day in training camp. If he does, it's going to be very awkward. His light-skinned emotional ass is going to be out there. And as far as the toxic environment, this man has been the Kardashian. He has been the Kardashian vagina. So I don't really see this as the most toxic environment that he could be in.
I can't believe in the disclosing the correction. He said, and by the way, that's After 7 song.
Well, I can't believe that Dave ended up slipping a shameless plug in there for his book and his explanation about Ben Simmons. Like, no, wow.
I can't believe he said
the point that everybody glossed over is the fact that he said the Philadelphia 76ers was America's team. What America are you talking about?
Hold up, he said it's America's team. Then he called one of the players a Negro. Who wants to play for your ass?
Wow, I don't even know. I don't know how Dave. Yes, Dave. Wow, Dave,
that was perfectly put, my brother.
Yeah, you get the remote of the day. You get the remote of the day, bro. Yo, so let me move on, man, because you know, as the NBA season was off target and everything else, man, you know, we've been hearing a lot of things about a couple of players, man, and I think the biggest rumbling in the NBA that no one's talking about, I mean, we mentioned it a couple times, is the feeling that's going on with Dame Lillard right now. I literally think from the feeling that Dame felt at the end of the season last season, and then when he went and played literally, of course, during the season and everything else, I think he's feeling some kind of different way right now. I mean, I'm not to say, you know what I mean, but I think Dame Lillard is feeling some kind of different way now especially after he went and played with the Olympics. You talk to me, Talent. You tell me what you think, bro.
But what do you mean feeling different? I mean, you think
he wants to get traded? Like before he didn't want to be traded. I think he's feeling like he wants to be traded. That's why.
Well, I think the last census of Dame was that he did want to be traded. Remember, he had a little discrepancy with new coach hiring and Shiflin and management and stuff like that. So I think even when he went to the Olympics, his sentiments was he wanted to be traded. I only think it got quiet because of the Olympics. You know, because our attention shifts in a different way. Now, it's like your family. We all got those cousins we don't even get along with. But if it's a family on family fight, then we all together. So I think that's what the Olympics does. It was like, okay, it's American now. But now that it's over, we're going to start having that reoccurring conversation now. And here come the Knicks, come back in the conversation. Yes, Rodney, you heard the word Knicks, the New York Knicks. You're going to start hearing it again and again and again because Dame wants to go to New York.
I think Dame is feeling different too. Fig, what you think?
Man, the thing with Dame is, man, I just honestly, I just hope that Dame doesn't wait until he's old. You know what I mean? And then the only place he'll be able to go to is the Lakers. You know what I mean? So while he's still young, he needs to get out of Portland because it's hard to get free agents to go to Portland, man. That's not a destination spot, man. Portland is not known for anything other than the Portland Trailblazers. That's the only thing they know for. And Dame got to get out of there. What you say?
LA inductees.
Portland is the city of roses. If you ever want to get your lady some nice roses, they come from Portland.
They come from Portland? Okay, thank you.
Rodney,
thank you for that information, Rodney.
Is Dame feeling different right now, Rodney? What you think?
No. Dame is one of those old school guys. He wants to stick with the team he came with, and he's a maniac. He's losing his damn mind. He needs to get out of there. The ship is sinking. He needs to go to L.A. or Houston or the Nets or, God forbid, the Knicks. I mean, the Knicks is another sinking ship, but that's beside the point. Look, Dame probably, playing with the all-star squad that was the gold medal winning USA team, that could definitely change your vibe and make you want to get out of there. But I think he's just so old school that he wants to tough it out. And I think because of that, he's probably not the smartest guy in the world.
All right, Mike, what you think? You think after playing with the USA team, he might want to change his mind, talking to other players and other teams? What you think, bro?
I'm sure he changed his mind, but Dame is in the bad dilemma that he's worth. What happens is whatever team he goes to will have to give up so much that he'll probably be in a worse situation than he would have been if he stayed in Portland. Like, you got to give up, so you're going to – and unlike Ben Simmons, this man demands quality back. It's like the situation with Carmelo when he came to New York. If Carmelo would have waited another year, which is different than Dame, the Knicks wouldn't have had to give up the whole team and send him to Denver.
Yes, sir.
They had to give up the whole squad to bring him into New York, and that's what's going to happen with Dame no matter where he goes. I don't know how many years he has on his contract, but and then if you do get 3 first-round draft picks, you're not going to send him to a good team and get their draft picks. You got to send him to a bad team so their draft picks don't make any sense. Right. So it's almost like he's got to just wait out his contract unless there's a disgruntled NBA star that wants to leave their city. And maybe, I don't know, Bradley Beal, maybe, I don't know.
Right. Dave, talk to me. What you think, bro?
The thing of it is, Michael Sean is 100% right. The problem is Rodney Perry is 100% right. If he was smart, he would wait it out. But I don't think that this man is a road scout. And I think he's going to make a stupid, rash decision based on the fact that he went overseas and got himself a medal. Now he's feeling himself like he's Kurt Angle winning a broken neck, a gold medal with a broken freaking neck. And I think he's going to find himself in a situation where he's going to wish that he would have, if he would have just, say to himself, WWRPD, what would Rodney Perry do?
There you go. All right, looks like we got to get wrapped up the show. But Corey, I see you in there. Corey, thank you for joining the show. But you joined the show so late, we wrapping up. You got to come back tomorrow, Corey.
Frank, this is the best time for me to join because most of the stuff that y'all was talking about, I would only mess it up. Okay, this all the time I really need on this show. This is Rodney, Dave, Mike. This all I need. All I can tell y'all is I'm from Chicago Bears. We are going to keep fumbling every fourth quarter and let you down every game like we have in the last 10 years. I don't care who the coach is. My cousin is the DJ, though. Like, my cousin, he the official DJ, so, like, I can get in. But we are going to do what we've been doing for you guys. We're going to disappoint you in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
I don't
Corey,
wear the uniform.
Corey, thank you for joining the show. If you could come back a little bit earlier tomorrow, we'll let you finish talking about Justin Fields. And if you want to talk about the Bulls, we can do that too. Tell everybody out there how they can follow you, Corey.
On everything at Corey B, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere.
Thank you, Corey, for joining the show. Tell everybody out there how they can follow you, bro.
Hey, Talent the Comedian on Instagram, man. You know what it is?
Yes, sir. Of course, Fig, talk to me.
At Comedian Fig, all social media platforms, box seats, Monday through Friday, 1 to 2 p.m. Broadcasted from my house, unlike Rodney Perry and Michael Sean, broadcasted from Siberia with hoodies on.
Rodney, tell everybody how they can follow you, bro.
Hey, I'm Rodney Perry. The website is rodneyperry.com. And I wanted Corey to come on as well, Frank, because her father is a famous person. I don't know if you know this. But can you speak to it real quick?
Hey, Frank, real quick, 30 seconds. My daddy is very famous. He helps people all around the world. Most people know him. And I dress like him often. My daddy is Batman, okay? And so whenever you invite me back, Frank, I'll give more accolades to my dad.
I don't think
tomorrow you got to come back on the show because my comic book people were telling me Robin is gay. I need you to talk about that tomorrow.
Y'all not say that about my half brother. Okay.
I'm just saying, we got to talk about that. You know what I mean? Mike,
who is gay? Superman's son. He's bisexual.
You know,
Mike, talk to everybody out there that can follow you, bro.
The great thing about comedy is somebody will say some shit and you really don't know why it's funny, but when she said her father is Batman. Follow me. I don't know why that shit is funny, but that's just gonna tickle me for the rest of the day. At Mike Sean Comedy, y'all.
Yo, Dave, the business bully, holla at me, man.
Yo, man, I feel like my child. I'm so honored right now to have the daughter of one of the greatest detectives on the face of the planet here.
Thanks,
you know what I'm
Daddy.
saying? Gotham is better off for it. I want y'all to pay attention. Yeah, I mean to the chimp.
Look at you
You know what I'm
represent my
Oh,
daddy.
he's a fan of your daddy.
There you go.
Yo,
There
I'm
you
a
go.
fan
All right,
of
y'all.
your
That's
daddy,
the show.
but,
Thank you all. Thank you for Corey. Thank you to Dave. Thank you to Mike. Thank you to Rodney. Thank you to Fig. Thank you to Talent. That's the name of the show. It's called Box Seats. It's on the Humor Mill channel. We'll be back tomorrow. In case you're not familiar, it comes on at 1 to 2 on social media. Then the replays at 3 to 4 on the Humor Mill channel. Yo, y'all not gonna believe it, but we got a lot of stuff more to talk about. Cut down day is today. I'm sure there's gonna be some more shockers before 4 o'clock at the deadline today, and I've seen a couple already flash up while we were on the air. We got to talk about this tomorrow, and then I'm willing to bet. I don't know, but I'm willing to bet Cam Newton lands somewhere by tomorrow 1 o'clock. We'll see.
Dang,
we'll
that'll be
He's
fast.
a beast.
We'll see. We'll follow all this up tomorrow. The name of the show is called Box Seats. The name of the channel is called Humor Mill. Y'all, thanks for watching. We'll see y'all. Peace.